The first scream in Itoro came from a locked room. It was just after midnight on August 14, 2017, when the quiet fishing town along the southern coast of West Africa learned that darkness could move. Neighbors said the scream stopped abruptly, as if a hand had closed around the sound itself. By the time anyone forced the wooden door open, the room was empty. The window was barred. The only thing left behind was a smear across the wall, long, black, and curved like the mark of claws. The next morning, the Itoro Daily Ledger printed a small column on the third page: local fishermen missing under mysterious circumstances. At the time, nobody imagined it would become the first entry in a list. People later said the air that week felt wrong. The sea breeze carried the smell of rotting mangrove, and the power grid failed every night just before midnight. When the lights went out, the town fell into a silence so deep that even the dogs refused to bark. 3 nights later, the second incident happened. A group of young men returning from the lagoon claimed they saw something standing beside the road. At first they thought it was a person, tall, thin, unmoving. But when their motorcycle headlights hit it, the thing twisted sideways in a way no human spine could manage. Witnesses said its arms were too long, hanging almost to the ground. One of the riders fell while trying to turn around. The others fled. When they came back at dawn, they found him lying in the dirt with deep slashes across his chest. The ground around him was untouched, no footprints, no drag marks, only a single shadow burned into the dust where something had been standing. By the end of that week, Itoro Daily Ledger had moved the story to the front page. They called it The Night Walker. Fear began to infect the town like a sickness. Families nailed iron charms above their doors. Fishermen carried bottles of palm oil mixed with crushed charcoal, believing the smell would repel spirits. Some elders burned herbs through the night while whispering prayers older than the town itself. But the third attack broke whatever calm remained. It happened inside the police station. At 2:17 a.m., officers on night duty reported hearing scratching from the holding cell corridor. The station generator flickered. When the lights returned, the prisoner locked inside cell 3 was gone. The metal bars were still intact, but one officer swore he saw something sliding along the ceiling just before the lights failed again. The official police report dismissed it as panic and possible escape. The people of Itoro disagreed. Rumors spread faster than the tide. Some said the creature was a spirit dragged from the mangrove swamps. Others claimed it was a failed experiment from a distant city laboratory. Children stopped going outside after sunset. Entire streets stayed awake until dawn, sitting around lanterns with machetes and hunting rifles. Then came the fourth incident. A newspaper delivery boy named Sola vanished while cycling before sunrise. His bicycle was later found upright beside the printing house of the Itoro Daily Ledger. The papers scattered on the ground carried the same headline as the day before: Police deny existence of creature. Witnesses said the security guard saw a shadow detach itself from the wall of the building. It stretched across the street like spilled ink before folding upward into the darkness. After that night, something strange happened. The sighting stopped. No more screams. No more bodies. No more shadows. Within 2 weeks, the story faded from the front page. The police closed the investigation. Officials blamed hysteria fueled by rumor and poor lighting during power outages, but years later, a former journalist from the Itoro Daily Ledger revealed something unsettling. During those 2 weeks of terror, the newspaper's circulation had tripled, and on the night the delivery boy vanished, printing records showed that someone had stayed late inside the building, someone who had access to the stories, the rumors, and the fear spreading through the town. The name in the employee logbook was partially smudged by ink, but one detail remained clear: the security guard who claimed to see the shadow that night was also the man responsible for writing the very first article about the creature. Some believed the attacks were real, others believed the entire nightmare was carefully manufactured to sell fear, one headline at a time. But people in Itoro still whisper about one thing the journalist never explained. The smear on the fisherman's wall. The first victim was tested years later, and whatever left that mark was not human.